All right, y'all, lesson 81. So we will be embarking for the next 8 days. I still didn't figure out what the math was, 8 or 9 days, just 8, I think. 8 days on reviews, going over 2 lessons from the 60s. So like today's 61 and lesson 61 and 62. That's what lesson 81 covers. So I'm just gonna tell you right from the start, in case you want to break up with me, I'm not doing cookies for the reviews. I know. Just let it sink in and see if you still want to hang out. There's no cookies. There's not gonna be any cookies for these reviews because I'm not freaking making 2 stinking cookies. Okay. People are like, oh, I don't know. I've really been enjoying hanging out with Sadie, but like all of a sudden she wants to take a week off from making cookies. And I don't know, man. I know, it's tough. It's tough. You think about it. All right. But if you want to continue on, we're going to talk about I am the light of the world and forgiveness is my function as the light of the world. So we're going back 20 days. It should ring a bell. I am the light of the world. So yeah, how holy am I? What's up? How holy am I who have been given the function of lighting up the world? It's a big job. Yeah, somebody's got to do it. It's fine. We'll do it. Not a problem. So we want to be still before our holiness. In that calm light, all conflicts disappear. Whew, so good. In its peace, let us remember who we are. And we're going to say things this morning. Well, you should have already been saying it. If not, hurry up, do it. The first half of the day, we're going to say things like, let me not obscure the light of the world in me. We're going to say things like, let the light of the world shine through this appearance. So whatever's going on in your dream, say, let the light of the world shine through this appearance. And my favorite is this shadow will vanish before the light. That is so friggin' awesome. This shadow will vanish before the light. So you start to see anything that's negative or not the way you want, or, conflict, start to see it as a shadow and understand that you are the light of the world. And as you shine your light, this shadow will vanish before the light. So they're amazing lessons. I want to tell you what Jesus said today because it's freaking hilarious and personally applicable, like so funny. He made me laugh. And then we'll talk about the second part of this lesson. So Tina Jesus for lesson 81. Jesus really just wanted to give us a pat on the back and tell us to hang in there with the lessons, like feel the shifts. You're probably definitely feeling energy shift, your mindset shift. You're feeling the shit. No, shifts. But he did make a funny joke. He said, yeah, sometimes it's a challenge. So now you know why people go to ashrams and quiet places to do their spiritual work, because it is a challenge to stay focused. So he really was complimenting us to staying focused while still living our lives, being in the world but not of the world, and yet still showing up for the lessons. Like, good job. So what made me LOL, be like, what? Jesus literally said, yeah, it's a challenge when you're trying to juggle your family life, your work, and buying a house. And I literally was like, Jesus, that is so funny, because that's where I'm at right now. Doing those things. So I really felt like it was a personal pat on the back, especially because a couple days ago, yes, when I started my new job, I was like, I don't even know how I'm going to be able to do this. And, it just was like, oh my God, how do real people function in the world? And yeah, we're tough cookies, not to rub it in your face that we're not getting cookies today, but you're tough cookies for showing up for these lessons. So Jesus said, well done. He knows it's a challenge to stay focused, but you're doing it. Hang in there, feel the shifts, and you can literally juggle it all, family, work, and buying a house. I was like, Jesus, you creeping on me? It just was a funny synchronicity, because like I'm literally in that boat. So I was like, Dang, that's so funny. And it's hilarious that, like, I did have, like, the I want to quit life moment a couple days ago, Friday, Saturday. And, you know, here we are Monday. Things are better. Why? Because the shadows vanished before the light. I need a drink. All right, so the second part is forgiveness. The second lesson that we're reviewing is number 62. Forgiveness is my function as the light of the world. And it's through accepting this function of forgiveness. Forgiveness, our favorite F word. And we'll see the light in ourselves once we realize that's our function. And in this light, my function will stand clear and perfectly unambiguous before my sight. Things get very, very clear. Like forgiveness and salvation, that's like the only thing that matters, truly. And it said in the lesson, my acceptance does not depend on my recognizing what my function is, because I don't yet understand forgiveness. You know, we don't really actually 100% get it. But if we will trust that in the light, that we will see it as it is. So we got to trust. And then things that we can say for the second half of the day today is, let this help me learn what forgiveness means. We got to offer up our willingness. And let me not separate my function from my will. They're the same damn thing. And I will not use this for an alien purpose. So I think, you know, like what it's using the word alien, like basically like ego. Like, don't let me use this for an alien purpose. I mean, because I'm pretty sure I'm allowed to hang out with aliens, right?
Pathwaysoflight.org. Welcome to the reading, A Course in Miracles Workbook Lesson 81, Insights. Review 2. I am the light of the world, and forgiveness is my function as the light of the world. The truth is, I am still as God created me. Nothing has changed. God's light is one. It includes all that is. This is reality. This is the one life that is real. Anything outside of the one life we all live in the mind of God are just hallucinations that are trying to replace God. These hallucinations come from a conflicted mind, so conflict shows up in the false stories of individual bodies. These individual bodies are perpetually in conflict. These stories make up one problem after another in order to keep the mind preoccupied with the stories of bodies. Forgiveness means letting go of the false stories of conflict and bodies. Forgiveness means seeing the false stories for what they are. They are ultimately grievances against God, who created all as one light, one extension of love. Today, I am willing to practice seeing past the stories to the light, seeing past the stories to the peace of God. Today, I am willing to practice listening to the Holy Spirit, who shows me a new perception, one that leads me home. Today, I am willing to practice opening to the quiet mind and recognizing the truth. Extend peace to all my brothers. Forgiveness is letting go of identification with and belief in separation. It is letting go of the refusal to accept myself as God created me. It is letting go of insisting on having a special, unique identity that is different from all others. The desire for specialness casts a shadow over the light of the world and makes it appear to be dark and menacing. Conflict is innate in specialness. It requires a constant battle to maintain the illusion of differences, an attempt to make my identity more special by making another identity less. This is the story of the world. We see it played out in disagreements among friends or spouses, and we see it played out between nations. All the conflict simply comes from the desire for specialness. It is all grasping at illusions, trying to make them real. In our creation, God gave us all His love equally. Being one and always the same, He could not give love partially to one and more to another. Thus, specialness is illusion. All the conflicts in the world we perceive are conflicts between illusions. The ego loves to focus on conflicts out there and ignore the conflicts in our mind. Peace does not come from looking outside. Peace comes through forgiveness within, through letting go of identification with separation. That is our function here now. No matter where we see conflict, our function is to see ourself in all our brothers and thereby recognize it in ourselves. Here we see the sameness we share, the one identity in love. As I can let go of the conflict in my mind, as I can let go of the determination to maintain a separate identity and accept myself as God created me, I bring peace to the world. This is how I am the Savior of the world. Forgiveness is my function as the light of the world. The form I like to use for the first part of this lesson is this shadow will vanish before the light. It is easy for me to visualize this happening, and when I can visualize something, it helps me to accept it in my mind. I have already had occasion to try this, and I like how it feels. It is amazing to me how addicted to conflict my ego is. And even more amazing that I never noticed before. It takes constant vigilance not to fall back into that way of living and thinking. pathwaysoflight.org.
Thank you, Pathways of Light. So, listen to either this morning's, or I still have to do Sadecast. I know, like I tell you, I'll have it up first and then I don't. I'm sorry about that. But you have to go to the podcast page to listen to that because I can't do those videos right now because I don't have Wi-Fi. But listen to the introduction because it says some good stuff, or read in your app. The app should have it, and the book obviously has it. But we're supposed to be quiet and listen quietly but attentively for like part of our exercise periods. And I love that it says there is a message waiting for you. Like there literally is a message waiting for you. Be confident that you will receive it. Remember that it belongs to you and that you want it. It's yours. Be confident you'll receive it. And just to mention again, pathwaysoflight.org has that 30-day program, Listen and Receive, that helps you become a better receiver of the messages of your internal teacher. I still have 2 days left of it. I'm going to finish it this week, and it's been awesome. It's been friggin' awesome. I love the meditation. I loved when I was in the routine of doing it morning and evening before I went to bed. Really, the messages that came through were friggin' fantastic and so relevant. And sometimes they were silly, but that was because I was learning to decipher where the information was coming from. But we all definitely have an inner teacher. We all definitely have access to that voice. and receiving messages, and there is a message waiting for you. It's yours. It belongs to you. It must come to you. Be confident that you will receive it. And then don't allow your intent to waver in the face of distracting thoughts. So yeah, the distracting thoughts are going to be there, whether your ass is in an ashram or not. You know, you can even try to get into the best, quietest, most peaceful, nobody's around you place, and your thoughts will still try to distract you. But just remember, those thoughts have no meaning and no power, and you will replace those distracting thoughts with your determination to succeed. So really, the Course is asking you to be very confident at this point, and remember that your will has power over all fantasies and all dreams. Your will. This is a free will planet, and your will has all power, has power over all that stuff. So trust it to see you through. Trust it to carry you beyond the distractions, to carry you through the dark clouds, to carry you up towards the light. And yeah, be dedicated. Be absolutely dedicated today. Be determined each day, like this whole review week, not to leave your function unfulfilled. Do you think you can do that? Well, of course you can, because you don't have any freaking cookies to distract you. And I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry.